Good morning, friends and family. How are you? This morning, I wanted to kind of back up a little bit and talk about a prior experience and move forward in what I want to actually say. A while ago, I spoke to you guys about an experience I had when I was working at Nordstrom's. I worked there for a period of time, and I really enjoyed interacting with the customers. And I worked in the department with the children. And a young lady came into the store, and she came for directions, but she was well put together. I mean, she was flawless. And I became I didn't understand why I was feeling the way that I felt. I felt a form of jealousy. And I don't even understand what came over me. One of my co-workers approached her and helped her in wherever it was she needs to go. And I was left with this feeling. I said, why am I feeling this way about a sister? She was beautiful. And honestly, when I really searched my heart and mind, I realized that I was jealous because she was what I might aspire to be. And I'm not afraid to admit that, because I had my personal feelings, and it made me and inspired me to persevere, to actually leave that department, leave that store, and stop working in retail, because I realized that I enjoyed shopping more than I enjoyed, interacting and working with people. I mean, I enjoyed working with people, excuse me, don't get me wrong, but I felt like I enjoyed the shopping experience on the opposite end more so. And by watching her and observing her, it inspired me to be even better. You never know where your inspiration is going to come from. Sometimes your inspiration comes from the neighbor across the street, a person who just accidentally, or you feel that maybe it's coincidental, that you just happen to be in that person's presence. This experience inspired me. And although she probably would never remember me, just, we were people crossing each other's paths for a purpose. You see, sometimes we don't realize what our purpose is. And we find out later on why we happen to cross paths with someone else. It might be God's way of teaching us a lesson. So today I wanted to kind of backdraft on that story to persevere and say that, can we be thankful? I have to say that I am so appreciative of a person who's actually on this platform. Her name is Tabitha Brown. To see her work, the inspiration that she gives everyone, her essence when she appears on this platform, how she's persevered in cooking vegetarian meals with her family as well as solo, how she added a cartoon and colors to her platform. Such a wonderful thing, and it's inspirational to us all. If my children or students were to sit and watch some of the work that she's done, it's both inspiring with the colors that she adds to the platform. Her personal experiences have allowed her that ability to share with all of us. And I love her afro too, it is too cute. I wanted to say that on our platform as sisters and brothers, we don't always compliment each other, but we are a compliment to each other. See, what affects you affects the next person. But for some reason, we don't realize this. We think that we are only doing, well, sometimes, not everyone feels the same, so let me be very clear on that. We sometimes feel as though someone is doing something and it kind of makes you feel a certain way. I can't say that I'm jealous or envious of anyone else, because I had that experience and it has allowed me to grow. Tabitha Brown, as well as other people on this platform, we are here because perhaps we were directed in doing so in one form or another. I know that God, this is my purpose, to be here, to be on this platform, even if I only have 2 or 1 person who's watching. The main thing is that you're getting the message out. Tabitha Brown is getting that message out. And she's found so many different interesting and natural ways of doing it. And I really love that. I was watching her speak to an avocado. It was an animated video that she had. And she was talking to the avocado about being honest and sincere. And it was so beautiful to watch how she found her ideas, how she was so creative in doing that. It's so important that we uplift people who are doing great things, you know. Some people look at artists and they say, okay, that's going to be the person who I'm going to mimic or I'm going to look up to as a role model. Let me tell you something. One of my greatest role models of all time is my sister. My big sister. She is, when I say beautiful, she embodies beauty. The decisions that she's made over the years, the way that she interacts with her students. This woman, to watch her work, that is my role model, okay? There are other people who I can consider as, you know, as role models. But I have to say, it first started in my family. My big sister, when I met her, because we grew up later on together. But when I met her, I think 7 years old, 8, I'm not sure what age I was. But when I met her, I didn't realize that I had a big sister. And when my mother was getting everyone together, I was introduced to my big sister, and I was able to spend personal time with her, walking through a yard. I think it was like a tennis court. No, it was a handball court in New York. I think we were in Astoria, Queens. Either way, wherever we were, she told me that she was my big sister and how she was so happy to have me as her sister. You know how that made me feel? That made me feel really special. Everyone has a gift and a way in which to make each other feel special. And it's really good to have that experience. Because not all of my experiences have been so great or so grand. But to have a big sister. And although growing up, I didn't have her for that long because she ended up getting married and having children. But the time that we did spend together, just building our bond as sisters, was very unique and very special. You know, she's not my only sister, but I had to make sure that I showed I displayed this on this channel, because I think that we sometimes can forget how to really appreciate and to give back that thankfulness to those individuals who have given us so much. I have to say that I've been surrounded by beautiful women all my life. My sister stands out. My godmother stands out. Grandmother. There's so many people who we can celebrate each and every day, because these people have helped us to be the people that we are. And sometimes we'll be in separation with them for a time, because there's so many things that we need to take care of, so many things. Life gets in the way sometimes. But under no uncertain term are we forgetting them in our hearts, in our minds. You know, it is a very beautiful thing to have a sister and to be able to creatively build the bond, you know. But I had to make sure that, you know, that I expressed this before forgetting and moving on. Again, please do not forget to celebrate and to spend time, if you can, with the individuals who have made a difference in your life. You know, I've been very busy lately, but I wanted to, again, make sure that I shared that story, because you never know how it's going to touch another individual. You know, the funeral, what do you call it? The platforms of people being in the cemetery, excuse me, that's the word I was looking for. The cemetery is filled with people who have not shared certain ideas, and they took those ideas to the grave with them. Those of us who are still here, functioning, moving around, we can share the ideas that we feel comfortable in doing so. Again, thank you for spending this time with me.